Right, good morning. Today is going to be kind of just a quick casual video. I'm outside doing some checking. We had a big windstorm come through last night, and as you can see, some things are down. Now I put my umbrellas down. If it gets really windy, I'll come out here and just lay them over so that they don't fall. But all of my cushions, my little footrest ottoman things, those have been tossed about. And of course, I like to check on my plants because I oftentimes will get breaks, especially as things get bigger. So just doing a little bit of checking. So my containers out here on the back deck are looking pretty good. Might need to do a little trimming on this sweet potato vine, but so far so good. My little kitchen garden has been doing well. Like I said in the video when I put this together, this little cart, it's metal and it does dry out very quickly. So I usually have to water this twice a day, especially when it gets into triple digits like it is right now. But doing really well. Oh, you can see right here, I let my cilantro kind of go and these got knocked over. So that's wind. But our tomatoes are looking really good. No breaks there. So good, good. For this pot here, he's looking really good. This is my husband's favorite container, and you can see my purple fountain grass is really starting to go for it. It's really lifted. You can actually kind of see down inside the container again, whereas just like a week ago it was just sitting right on top of these annuals. But it's looking really nice, really making a nice thriller. Just everything's looking really pretty. This container is looking really nice. I love all of the plants. The only thing I wish I would have done a little differently is swapped out the yellow and the dark purple here so that I had a dark purple next to the sweet potato vine. I've got a little too much yellow going on, but that's okay. We've got our super bina back here, and that's a little too hidden. I wish you could see it a little bit better, but that's all right. I'm making notes in my garden journal and just keeping track of little things like that so I can kind of change it up for next year. But again, we've got the purple fountain grass really going for it. And then my experimental purple hyacinth bean, it got knocked down by the wind. But this guy's been just slowly kind of twisting and twining his way around the railing here. So the goal is that he actually will kind of billow here. So maybe I'll put him right there. There we go. So it's about 8:30 in the morning. I got kind of ready. Normally I don't. I just put a little makeup on. It's kind of like fake getting ready. Anyway, I made an effort just, for this video, but normally I run out here around 7 o'clock in the morning in my pajamas with my hair in a clip, and I come out, do watering, and any little chores that need to be done. I like to do little garden walks and just check on things. A lot of times I'll go out in my pajamas thinking it's going to be just a quick little trip, and then before I know it, I'm weeding in my pajamas. Or I'm standing in my yard staring at plants. So my poor neighbors, they probably think I'm crazy, but maybe I am. So 8:30 in the morning, it's currently 78 degrees and it's supposed to get to 100 degrees. You can hear my chicken. I think she's laying an egg. So what I'm gonna do today, it's just easy peasy. I'm just walking around, watering. I have a little bit of deadheading to do and just maybe checking on the chickens, just little things, and just giving updates on some of my containers and things in the garden as they come up. So just a nice relaxing morning. This is kind of what I do in the summer, and it's what I look forward to. Just these little mornings, walking around out in my yard, checking on the garden. So one of my main issues this year, I feel like every year, is I battle my hose. And right now I have a hole in my hose. I've already repaired it once and it sprung another hole. So I think I'm done. I have a new hose coming, but for now I'm just going to be using my shorter hose and then my watering can. I'm just going to go around and give everything a nice quick drink. I like to water twice a day when it's this hot, especially in the morning, get them all ready for the heat that's coming. And then at night, I just cool them down again. So just a quick little walkabout. You can see my chairs got blown. They're kind of tilted. Things are kind of messy. There's debris. This is my poor hose situation. I need to figure out what I need to throw away and just get rid of it. But we'll come around. You can see there's just, I don't know if you can see, but there's leaves, dirt everywhere. So let's check on the front real quick. All right, looking pretty good. I always get worried, especially when the flowers are starting to kind of cascade down, that I'm going to come out after a windstorm and see a lot of breakage. So far, nothing's looking too bad. Now, there are some things about these containers I'm going to change for next year. So you can see that the Bidens didn't really, or haven't cascaded down here quite yet. So I feel like I have kind of a blank spot right there. But other than that, everything's looking really good. Just looks a little off balance right there, you can see. And that's okay. You can see this container, here's some breakage. So right here, oh, yep. We lost that guy. You can see where this is kind of blown up. I've already cut this container back once, and you can see how quickly, that was what, just a few weeks ago, and how quickly it's already grown out again. All right, here is our raised garden beds. So I have my cucumbers. They stayed. I was expecting to come out and see these just broken and knocked down, but so far they're looking pretty good. At one point I worried about this trellis, but you know what? During wind, this trellis, I swear it barely moves. So I came out and it was just standing there still. Everything else was whipping around and this thing was just holding still. So doing well. I come in here and just kind of weave my cucumbers as they grow so that they continue growing up the trellis. I have a little bit of work to do in here today. You can see my peas are long gone. And then this sun sugar cherry tomato is way overgrown. It's leaning because of the wind, so I need to maybe tie it to the trellis or, I don't know, find a way to stabilize it. So that'll be part of what I do today. Romaine, very overgrown. Radishes, I need to just clear this area out. I'm going to, I think, plant some late Jack B. Littles and see if I can make a little pumpkin trellis. Okay, salsa bed. My cilantro has kicked the bucket, so I'll pull that out today. My Walla Walla sweets, I don't know if I overwatered them or what. I'm not sure. You can see that my other onions, what are these? I can't remember what these are called. Are they just white onions? I think they are. They're doing better. Those are still growing, looking good. I'm a little worried about the Walla Walla sweets, so it could be watering. I'm not sure. But our herbs are doing really well, other than the cilantro. Ooh, look what happened here. Yep. This is wind, and you can see the little rot bottom that happens sometimes on tomatoes. I think that's either a calcium issue or a watering issue. So probably something I need to check. That happened last year and I got it kind of figured out. So I might need to figure out what I did. But this guy I think needs to be tied up. He got blown over in the wind. Like I said, a storm came through last night. I was expecting the rain, the thunder, the lightning, but I don't know why I wasn't quite prepared for wind. So the lighting kind of started to change as the storm rolled in. We did have some wind, just kind of normal wind, and then everything kind of seemed to move through and kind of go away. It was dark out at this point, and we were watching TV, and all of a sudden, just this sudden, very violent wind hit our house, and our big picture window just started to move in and out, and I was watching it like, please don't break. It was to the point where I actually thought maybe a little mini tornado hit us. It was just so sudden and out of nowhere. So I kind of realized, oh man, I didn't do a good job securing things. I've got cushions, I had little pool toys and things, and so my daughter and I, my oldest daughter and I, ran out here. As soon as I got into the backyard, I just had grit in my eyes, like there was sand in the air. The trees were just moving. We checked on the chicken coop. It is anchored down, but it was just such a strange rogue wind that I thought, oh man, I hope it didn't, upend it. But we ran around, grabbed all the inflatable toys. I grabbed a bunch of pillows that were just out. There was garbage. And so it was kind of funny. We got everything tucked away, and the wind was short and sudden, and then it was over. So I think my plan is just to kind of move area by area and start getting things cleaned up, watered, and do little chores as needed. So I have some deadheading, maybe a little bit of weeding, maybe a little bit of cleaning out in the raised beds, just little fun garden chores. So we'll just get to going and try to beat the heat. So real quick on this pot, you can see that these flowers, the sweet potato vine and the white supertunia, are doing really well. And then this side of the container, our superbena and then our purple supertunia, those are kind of struggling. And for the longest time, I couldn't quite figure it out. And finally I realized it's because of this door. It's the reflection. These are just getting beat up. So I'm trying to give these guys extra plant food, extra water, and just hopefully see if I can figure out how to help them from this reflective surface. It's just so bright. I think they're just getting like double the heat, double the light. So we'll see. Just one of those things. I find that I have to water this kitchen garden cart very slowly, kind of let the water kind of sink in and then water it again. But as long as I do that, things seem to be doing pretty well. You can see I've got one of my little cherry tomatoes back there. I've got lots on the vine here. Seem to be doing well. I've been trying to keep my tomatoes kind of size control. Very experimental, but so far it's been fun. I used some of this basil last night to make pesto. I actually made the pesto using almonds and it was really good. So almonds, basil, Parmesan, olive oil, garlic, and it was really good. Just put it in the food processor and got it going. And I've really been enjoying putting mint in my water bottle. Makes the water very refreshing. I'd like to make some mint tea here, maybe wait for a cooler day, but things are doing really well. Keeping my herbs going. All right, let's check on the chickens. Morning, girls. Good morning. You can see our run extension in the background. I need to do an update on that. can see our little chicken coop garden bed. We have some zinnias that are blooming. These ones are blooming. These ones over on this side need to bloom, and it looks like I need to lay down a little bit of bait. This is probably earwig damage, these holes. So I might need to do that, but they've got some buds. This guy's about ready to open up, but I just think that's a really pretty bright little pop out here. You can see our nepeta. That's part of the thing I need to do today is just deadhead. I'm a little behind. You can see these new ones forming. They'd probably be further along if I had actually gotten to my deadheading earlier. So we have 8 chickens now, and I talked about this a little bit in my shade garden video. My daughter and I made a chicken run extension, and it's definitely more function over beauty because we used kind of scrap materials that we had on hand, aside from the chicken wire. This, you can't see the chicken run. That's part of the beauty of it. It's hidden back here in our forest area that's very shaded, very protected, and it's been wonderful, especially as it's gotten so hot. So let me show you kind of a quick look at what that looks like. Again, function over beauty. So we walk in right here. You can see our hostas. Some of them have got little burnt tips. I need to come in and make sure they're getting enough watering. But we come in here, and this is our extension. So we just put up some posts. Everything's very secure. We laid down predator aprons. We have this scrap wood that we use kind of at the base, and it really provides a nice wind block and additional shade from any sun that gets in here. But these girls just love it. They come in here in the afternoon when it's hot, and I'll find them just in here dust bathing in the nice cool sand, and it's wonderful. And again, we just laid chicken wire right over the top. It's kind of like bird netting, the equivalent of, and it's been great. You see all these zip ties because we have a piece of chicken wire that's running right down the middle. You can see the Brahmas are kind of up against it right now. This is kind of our way of slowly introducing our 2 new girls. We got these 2 as chicks this last spring, to the rest of our flock. So we have 6-year-old hens, and then these are our 2 new girls, Dorothy and Henrietta. They are Brahmas. And I think they might officially be our biggest chickens already. So I've been really stalling with introducing the 2 new girls to the other hens because chickens are mean. They will peck each other and make sure that the others know who's in charge. And we've slowly kind of introduced some of the hens. We'll put one in with our new girls at a time to kind of get them used to each other. And they're brutal. They will just go at the 2 new girls, and you'll hear them do their little chick squawk, and it just, they're fine. They're fine. They're going to be fine. It's just a brutal process. So we're there. We're to the point where they've been looking at each other through this little wire fence for long enough. They will be fine. So we're going to slowly start kind of lifting the wire and getting them introduced to the rest of the girls. So while I'm out here watering, I'll probably just give them some nice, cool, fresh water. We like to do that every morning, especially, again, as it's hot, and I'm sure their water has a bunch of dirt in it from that storm last night. So I'll go ahead and take care of the chickens, check on them, see if we've got any eggs yet. Oh, 3. Girls have been getting about 6 eggs a day. 2 blue, 2 brown, and 2 white. All right, so making my way over to my raised garden bed. Need to top off our little pool. Definitely some debris in there. This little pool is so handy. It is the perfect little cool down. And I just love how this burning bush right here kind of shields us from the street, gives us a little bit of privacy. So we just have that little window right there where the road can kind of see back here if people are looking. But it's great. I'm planning to come out here later, read my book, float in my inner tube, enjoy the nice hot weather. Okay, so the plan over here, real quick, I'm going to clean this out and then I'll give it a good water and move on. Okay, this tomato has gotten pretty overgrown, so I think I need to tie it to the trellis and then I'm gonna just start kind of pruning on it and getting it kind of tidied up so it's not all over the place. All right, I ran into a wasp nest, so I think I'm gonna just pause on this instead of angering them and risk getting stung again. But I went ahead and just clipped off some branches that were heading off kind of in different directions, a little too wild. We still have so many little tomatoes on here, you can see, so everything will be fine. And I went ahead and took the branches on this side. I clipped some of them, but I did my best to kind of weave them through the trellis so that we start getting little cherry tomatoes right here. Like you can see these little blossoms. That'll be so pretty to have little orange cherry tomatoes kind of hanging over the side. So I might just do my best to kind of train this tomato to go right over the edge. So this is what happens if you don't get a trellis on your tomatoes in time. Tomatoes grow so quickly, and I kept telling myself, oh, I have time to pop a cage right over the top of that little guy, and then I came out one day and went, oops, I missed my window. So I right now just have this stake, and I'm going to attempt to do a little tying, limb tying. We used to tie limbs back when my parents had apple orchards. We would go through and tie up anything that was carrying too heavy of a load. So I'm not going to tie anything too tight. This probably isn't the correct type of twine to use, but since the wind knocked this over, I figure some support is better than nothing. So I might get some of that green tape. It's stretchy, doesn't hurt the plant. And as I'm doing this, I am doing my best not to get stung by the wasp nest that is right by my leg. Probably need to do a little spraying. It's hard to spray. I should have been watching earlier on. I don't like to spray right by my vegetable garden, but gotta figure it out, because whenever I come out to water, now they're kind of making it a habit of going after me, and it's not even me that I'm worried about. It's more if they're gonna try to sting my kids. So I just tell my kids to kind of stay away from here. There, that guy can go over there. All right. Good. There you go. Okay, I've got a little sheen going on. It's getting warmer. There's a nice little breeze. I'm standing in the shade to get a little break. One more thing I want to do, aside from watering my front porch, is just do a little bit of deadheading on the daisies out on my rock wall and just a little more watering. Again, I like to give them a little water, a lot of water, in the morning to get them ready for the day, and then I'll run my drip lines probably tonight. I just saw I have a package on my front porch. Oh, look what it is. What is it? Do you know what it is? I totally did not plan this, but like I have said in a few other videos, I love the Proven Winners water-soluble plant food. I am into my second jug of it. Whoop. There she is. There it is. This is the trick to growing those right there. Okay, we're out here on our rock wall, and you can see we've got our Supertunia bubble gums going to town, doing really well, but our daisies are overdue for some deadheading. I want to make sure I clip these off to really make sure and promote new growth, new blossoms. So we'll go ahead and do that. Give everything a nice, quick, thorough watering. I might also do a little deadheading. Look at my daylilies. They're looking a little weathered. These sticky little branches, get those clipped out. And then I think I'm going to cut off the blooms of this lamb's ear. I don't normally let it go to bloom like this, but I've kind of been enjoying it. It's kind of different. I just like this plant for the leaves. Can you see how soft and pretty that is? It really looks like a lamb's ear. But the bees have been just loving these pretty little purpley blooms. So I'm just following their stems down on the spent blooms until I find a grouping of leaves, and then I'm cutting right above it. And I'm trying to cut anything off that looks weathered or like it's about to be done. Really encourage things to flush out. I can see some new buds under there. They're kind of underneath the canopy. It'll be so fun to watch those kind of push through. I recently clipped back our salvia here, and I can already see new blooms are pushing. They'll do a second. I even had them, I think they went to a third bloom last summer. So they'll look pretty. This whole rock wall is gonna look really nice once everything starts getting fresh blooms and going through its second kind of round. All right, that looks nice and fresh. Oh, look at this bee. I'm sorry. I know I cut it. He's looking for his blooms, but look how nice and fresh that looks. Got one more I probably should clip. Maybe I can just, yeah. What did you bring? Are those blizzards? I'm so excited. Okay, got everything watered. This drip system just went off last night and it was still pretty damp, so I just gave it a little touch of water, but looking really good. Do one of these real quick. I'll probably come out here and do a little better straightening here in a little bit, but it is starting to get hot. The day's kind of getting away from me. Got some things to do. Well, that's just a quick little kind of summer morning in the yard, taking care of a few things. It's officially hot. I'm excited to go in and get the rest of my day going. I'm going to do a quick workout. Today is a Pilates day. I like Move with Nicole on YouTube. She is excellent workout. So if you're looking for a good workout, Move with Nicole is top notch. And then after that, I think I'm just gonna do a few chores and then do a little pool day. Get my book, grab my floaty, call it a day. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time.